particular tank is going to be on this truck is going to be mounted here. It's a 45 gallon, approximately 45 gallon quantum tank. NFPA rules, we're going to try to get it up as high to get the ground clearance that's required by the NFPA 52 rule. So if you're, NFPA rules said if you're within 8 inches of an exhaust pipe, you have to have a shield. So we have installed a shield here, and of course we have to grind this all out and smooth it up to make it have a real good appearance. But we had to raise this bracket that holds the muffler to allow us to have the ground clearance that we need. But we're building the brackets for it. The tank will hold, hang right here as a normal tank would, and it'll have a shield over it of high tensile aluminum to protect it. It'll be completely encased. 45 gallon tank. Over here is a smaller 24.5 gallon quantum tank. That's manufacturer's estimated GGEs. The tanks are 3,600. They're NGV2 tanks, which means they're 3,600 psi. You can see it right there. They're 3,600 psi. DOT regulated. We got a manual valve on these. A electric valve can be purchased, additional cost. Some of these smaller tanks we're putting in containers like this right here. Some of the big advantages of that is this tank has got a 20-year life on it, and if there is if this tank is damaged and has a 40 thousandths abrasion, according to NFPA rules, an abrasion over 40 thousandths would cause this tank to come out of service. Inside a container like this, that tank is completely enclosed without a major accident. Won't never be damaged for its 20-year life. From vehicle to vehicle over the years, it could be set on and off without even affecting the tanks. All of these screws that hold this sheet metal on, and we have to have that so we can take this off to do a full inspection of it if that's ever required in Arkansas. But we can take this off. Those screws go into a tubing, so there's no exposed screws of anything or anything inside this cabinet that would damage this tank whatsoever. It's completely done. The back side of this one, you can see where they would be vented to the outside, and we simply have what we call dirt dauber plugs to keep anything from getting inside, cause PRD not to work properly. But that would be vented outside the cabinet. If you come over here, you can see inside the plumbing where the two tanks are put together. Here would be your fill valve right here. And this one is still in development, but there's a fill valve here that's a check valve, and there's another check valve that's installed right behind this one, so you have two check valves for safety. So when you fill, no gas can come back out of the tanks unless they go through two check valves. In the future, what we're hoping to do is we want to put a regulator in here so you'll be able to read what on a dial what pressure is in the tanks as you're filling, because right here's where you'll be filling. You'll be ready to see this besides reading what's on the dispenser. What we're looking at right now, and on this model, this particular customer, we're going to install all the regulators and everything inside this tank so that there will be no high pressure lines go outside of this compartment, and only be low pressure lines, which will be a lot easier to handle and maintain and won't require the strict requirements as as you have to put in the high pressure lines. These regulators here will be mounted down in behind this cabinet, plumbed in and everything, so you'll have bulkhead connectors, and your water and your natural gas low pressure lines will simply tie into those bulkhead connectors. You'll have to run your wire through there that plugs into your solenoid switch right here that opens and closes when, according to your key. But that, once you get that done, then this unit would be ready for 20-year life by just simply picking it off and on to each truck, never having to affect any part inside that. No chance of any damage to your tanks unless, of course, there's some type of catastrophic accident or something like that. And that alone, the life of those tanks would be extended so much longer being in a compartment like this for 20 years.
In this particular truck, it's more of a short base truck, and that's why you're mounting it on the side.
Yes.